Red Wings have a 1-0 lead over the Canucks as we get you set for the start of period number 2. And there is your goal scorer, Luc Robitaille.
Dan Cloutier had a real good first period of play. I thought he looked extremely strong. The Red Wings had 14 shots on goal. He looked confident. Let's face it, Luc Robitaille is an exceptional goal scorer that has the knack of going to where the goaltender is not going to be. And the goal that he scored on Cloutier was a rolling puck, and he was able to get control of it.
Underway, period number 2. Steve Levy, Darren Pang. And the 265th consecutive sellout. Wow, Fisher is wrecked in the corner. Hit there by Todd Warner. Kept in by Vancouver. Floater missed the mark. Here's Cook. Trying to go back door, and they score! What a pass by Cook! And the Canucks have tied it at 1. Had Hasek moving.
What a play, though, to begin it. Warner absolutely drilled Yuri Fisher to the left of goaltender, or to the right, excuse me, of Hasek. I mean, drilled him, and did that set the tone? Shot from the point, comes out in front. Now, keep your eye on the left side of your screen right here. A quick little play, great pass from behind that. Looks like he's going against the grain. He goes back to Warner. Warner started the play with the exceptional hit in the corner, and they kept momentum going in the offensive zone.
Todd Warner, who came over in December from Phoenix, has tied this game for Vancouver. Wow. Here's Chelios behind the net. How will the young Canucks respond early in the second? Very nicely. Sent softly inside the Vancouver zone. And it's out at center. Here's Brendan Morrison, the former University of Michigan star. And here's Fedorov, long shot. They're offside at the Vancouver blue line.
Well, it's all about forechecking. And Steve, when you think about it here, with Warner getting the goal 21 seconds in from Cook and Brent Sopel, I mean, you think about it, you expect it from the big line. They got it from this line here. There's the hit. Warner hit coming right at you, right in your living room. And Fisher goes down. Now the puck goes around the boards. Here's a reverse play on Hasek. Warner sneaks it in short side. It hits Hasek and then goes in inside the short side post to tie the game up at 1-1.
As the goaltender, you have to be expecting that pass to go in front of the net as opposed to behind it. Wow, what a tricky little pass. Hasek involved in the collision, lost his stick.
There's Warner again.
It's in the corner. 2-on-2 battle there. Cleared out to center. Race for the puck. Vancouver gets there first. Brian Helmer. Helmer on with the veteran Murray Barron. Here's Robitaille now. Holmstrom in front of the net. Out there with Jason Williams. The threesome on this Detroit forward line. And on the far side, here's Warner. Good pass for Danielson. That shot. Stopped by Hasek. Sent down the length of the ice. Barron is back for it. Sopel is hit hard by Holmstrom. Fisher got locked up with Chabarov. Here's Cook again on it. Good energy. Here's Letowski's got a lane. Makes the pass to Sopel. Centering feed. Couldn't get it through to Chabarov. And it's cleared. And Kubel's very strong in the second.
I tell you, the defensive tandem that's having struggles, and the Red Wings have to be concerned about it. Yuri Krupp and Yuri Fisher. And they're struggling inside their own zone, and I'm sure Scotty's looking at it. He's put his two main horses together to go up against the big line of the Vancouver Canucks. And that leaves, as you look at Scotty Bowman's illustrious career, unmatched. Don't believe it'll ever be matched. He's the greatest coach in any sport, in my opinion, bar none. And adjustments you make in game are imperative. And Scotty Bowman's telling Maltby that he wants him at the end of the bench because he's going to jump back out. The Red Wings can't make this line change, though. They already had last change. Change was made. Arm went down, so Larionov couldn't get off the ice.
Face-off upcoming to the left of Dominik Hasek. Good draw, won by Fedorov. And he finds Darren McCarty. LeChance the other way for Vancouver. Chabarov at the blue line. Now he'll drop it back for Jovanovski. And Jovanovski, the two-time All-Star. All for the chance. And Team Canada as well. Jan Hlavec will shoot it. Linden trying to chop it away from Hasek. Rolls up the near side. McCarty. LeChance trying to hold the zone. Instead, he holds up McCarty long enough for Chubarov to get to it. Chubarov doing nicely in across the line. Couldn't beat a couple of Red Wings. Lariano will slow things down. Here's Fisher. Maltby at center now. 2-on-2, and it's off for Sopel and into the crowd.
We didn't expect Yzerman to play too much in this hockey game, but he ended up playing 4 minutes and 3 seconds, was a +1 at even strength. And interestingly enough, Scotty Bowman had him in both shorthanded situations while the Vancouver Canucks were on the power play.
On the wing here with Datsuk at center. Datsuk was checked down by Sopel. Chelios will fire it right back out. Hit by Castles immediately. Here's Yzerman now. He's got a step. Yzerman, wrist shot, got it away. And Cloutier to save. Hull will pick up a loose puck. Tall to center, went a hole and skate, and then up the crossbar. Hull lets it go. Cloutier will save that one and hang on. Wild scramble in the Vancouver end.
Well, Coach Mark Crawford has taken Morrison off the big line and added Andrew Castles to that line. And they ended up running around in their own zone. The first one went off Olin inadvertently. Then the second one, Sopel, Olin over the net. Cloutier has no idea where it is. And then Steve Yzerman actually fed after Brett Hull took that shot, and it was saved. Right there it is again. And after it was saved by Cloutier, Yzerman went behind the net, set up shop, and then fed Brett Hull right in the slot. And Brett Hull had a pretty good snapshot that Cloutier gloved.
Draw to Detroit. Dandido's shot was knocked out up high on Jovanovski, the big defenseman for Vancouver. And here come the Sedin boys. This is Daniel with the puck. Dandido able to take it away from Henrique on the forecheck. Daniel is 22. Henrique is 33. Holmstrom is hit by Daniel Sedin. Helmer backcourt. Sweeps it around. Helmer on Robitaille now. Helmer able to block that, and Henrique Sedin will get to it. Brother Daniel is hit at center. Todd Warner couldn't get to it. Here's Henrique now. He'll go for a change as he gets it deep. Fedorov looking for the home run pass for Holmstrom, and this will go for icing.
Well, we told you about Todd Bertuzzi in that first period. He clearly gave the Detroit Red Wings fits. Off the face-off, he and Maltby. And the big man at 200 and at least 50 pounds gives him a shrug. In front of the net, he's going to be tough to get out of the way. Nicholas Lidstrom was as physical as I've seen him in that opening period going up against Bertuzzi. You see, it wasn't just one there, it was both of them. Bertuzzi here on the short side actually pulled the puck in and then kicked it in right here, but it was no goal. The whistle had gone. And I would say this, that in order to give Chelios and Lidstrom some help, Dominik Hasek has to cover up pucks around his net.
Chelios will get to it. Fortunate to get it out with the backhand. Here's Fedorov. He's got some speed. Here's Sergei Fedorov now on the backhand. Goes to the forehand. Trying to make the pass in front of the net. Good takedown on Shanahan. Contact on Cloutier in front. Naslund has it. He's grabbed by Draper. Sopel trying to work it free. Draper fortunate he didn't get called for a penalty there. And here's Naslund, and looks like Bertuzzi's going to go as Chelios went down to the ice.
You know, many up here in the press box that watch Todd Bertuzzi a lot said with the battles that are going on, I mean, Todd has a temper, and it's going to be imperative for him to maintain his composure because you know the Red Wings are going to do everything in their power to try to get the big man off his game. And here, whether or not Chelios embellishes it, I'm not sure. Oh, I guess he did. Todd Bertuzzi did nothing here. Nothing whatsoever. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that was called. Really, it is remarkable. That's a bad call.
Interference at 5:07 against Bertuzzi.
Meanwhile, Sergei Fedorov, Steve, we've seen him go down the right side, protect the puck, use his left leg, and he gets by Olin. That is a world-class move by Sergei Fedorov, and he nearly had some help. Draper was there, and so was Brendan Shanahan coming in for the loose change.
Fedorov's next goal will break a tie with Ted Lindsay for third on the Red Wings all-time postseason goal list. And here's Linden, short-handed. Lidstrom will beat him to it, but he's got support from Cook. Here's Cook for Linden, plays it off his skate, and now will calmly kick it out to center.
That's a good play by Linden, isn't it? Don't you love that? Guys go back in their own zone. Instead of just chipping it down deep and going for a line change, might as well go back to your D and kill off maybe 15 or 20 more seconds.
Here's Lidstrom now, across the red line, he'll shoot in. Oland over there with Robitaille, bounces to Shanahan. Robitaille, quick shot, blocked in front, and blocked down by Cloutier. Off the glass and out. And Yzerman will go back and chase. I'm
pretty surprised how Yzerman has been pretty calm with the puck. You think about it, he hasn't, not only has he not been playing games, one game since the Olympics, but he's not practicing either. He's practiced a couple of times in that period.
Hull was stripped by Jovanovski and it's cleared. Chelios is on it there at center. Here are the Wings and across the line with Arianov, and just like that, it's punched into the Detroit end. 50 seconds left on the penalty to Bertuzzi. And the pass, Larionov couldn't handle it from Fedorov. He's going to get there first. Vancouver will, and it'll be called icing. The Red Wings ice it on the power play with 37 seconds left on the man advantage.
Holmstrom thought he got there, but I tell you, a wave of dark jerseys came in, and Hazen France, the referee, turned linesman for this game because Greg Dvorsky, the linesman, and Scotty Bowman is well aware of this, he tore his anterior cruciate ligament in this hockey game. And so he is out for the game, and that's why you have a referee as a linesman. And he's got the black tape around his arms in case you're just joining us. That happened in the first period. So some quick maneuvering by the National Hockey League officials to get him on the ice and put him in a very difficult position.
Face-off will come to the right of Hasek. 37 seconds left on the power play. And Fedorov will get to it. And the Wings look to come out. And they do it center ice. Pass it across the line. It'll shoot to the other corner. Wow, heavy-duty hit. Barron with a big hit on Holmstrom, sent him flying down to the ice. And the corner that Holmstrom was released from, that's where the puck wound up again. Here's Larionov now. Close quarters at the blue line. Fedorov will try to buy some time and space. Now says, what the heck? I'll shoot the puck. That was blocked out the defense by Barron. Down low. Larionov for Chelios coming late. And the shot never made it on goal. Bertuzzi's out. Back to 5 aside. Loose puck, scramble for it. Cloutier's got it. And there's the whistle. His bodies go flying. There's Mark Crawford in his 4th season as head coach at Vancouver. Last year, got the Canucks into the playoffs. First time since '96. Got them their first winning record since '93-'94. And they're back for more.
And they are back for more. And he's a very intense coach. And he's been around, and he was just arguing with the referee, saying the Red Wings have got a late change going on. He definitely wants to keep the veteran Scotty Bowman honest behind the bench, but first and foremost, keep the officials honest as well on those calls.
Centering feed, McCarty, quick shot was tipped wide. Looked like Morrison might have gotten his stick on it. Maltby is hit by Jovanovski. Draper. Kahn gloves it down, and the shot missed the mark behind the net. There's the chance. He's whacked at by Maltby, and a penalty coming up. It's a roughing penalty. He's going to
holding the puck, actually,
closing his hand on the puck.
There's LaChance, who got called for there. He's got the puck in his left hand. Now watch this little maneuver.
Yep.
And he gets away from Maltby, and the crowd called for it. The referee was right there, and he immediately made the call. 3rd power play of the game for the Detroit Red Wings in this 1-1 hockey game.
Hey, on that clear, we nearly lost another linesman. Ray Scapanello went down. Veteran, the helmetless Scapanello. Here's Shanahan, rips one off the arm of Cloutier. Shanahan has that heavy shot.
I think Scampy's a little guy.
Here's Fedorov. Goes across for Lidstrom. Towards the front of the net, bouncing puck, broke it up. Barron got just enough of it. Blocked down at center ice. Lidstrom. His pass for Robitaille. Took the hit from Cook. Gets it across. Lidstrom fakes the shot. Gets the return feed. Here's Fedorov. Shot! Score! Sergei Fedorov off the crossbar and in. And it's 2-1 Detroit.
in this league are going to stop that bullet. My goodness. What a pass from Lidstrom along the ice. And oh my goodness, what a shot. I mean, it just jumped. It just sprung off his stick. Like trampoline effect with a driver. I mean, that thing was humming. And you remember at the All-Star Skills competition that we had on ESPN, 101 miles an hour, standing still or skating into a shot for Sergei Fedorov. And that was a rocket. Good execution and a good pass. A little saucer pass by Lidstrom.
Well, we heard from Trevor Linden earlier in the broadcast about taking penalties. So closing the hand on the puck is the penalty call that leads to the Fedorov power play goal. What a blast. Now, a delayed penalty upcoming against Detroit. Cloutier will jump off for the extra attack. Jovanovski guarded by McCarty. Up the near boards, Bertuzzi lets it go from Morrison. Finds Bertuzzi off his skate. Red Wings get to it, and the whistle blows.
Vancouver will get their third power play of the game.
25 Detroit, minor penalty holding.
Holding call. And so this allows Mark Crawford's Canucks to get right back into it. Here's the play. He releases his one hand, and he tugs on the back of the jersey. And the referee's right there on the left-hand side. Let's go back to the goal. Cloutier looking. Now watch to the left. And now his shoulder. I mean, he can not get a beat on that shot. Not at all. Didn't see it. He's got his defenseman moving. I think that was Brett Hull in the high slot moving across as well. And then you've got a rising rocket coming at you.
Fedorov from Lidstrom and Shanahan. A power play goal at 8:23. Those are 3 of the potential 9 future Hall of Famers on this current Red Wings team. Their head coach, Scotty Bowman, by the way, is already in the Hall of Fame. Loose puck for Sokol. Power play underway. McCarty the hold at 9:02. Third power play for Vancouver. They were able to counter pretty quickly and tie the game at 1. 21 seconds in to period number 2. We'll see how they handle this. And they're offside on the power play. Puck jumped out.
Barely jumped out. Boy, I tell you, the Vancouver Canucks are a tenacious group. Mark Crawford, I think he's arguing that that puck even came across the line. You say, get him off. Get him off. You can see the language of him. Get him off. I'm not sure who he's talking about. Intense down there in the battlefield. I mean, you're talking about the blue lines. That's where the battles, I mean, you know, battles are won along the boards, but your 2 blue lines, your own zone and obviously the offensive zone. And that's where you win or lose a lot of hockey games. That was just on the power play, though. This one here is, looks like it was maybe touched with a high stick.
Face-off upcoming in the Detroit end. 10:27 left here in the second. 1:29 left on the McCarty penalty. Of the more interesting statistics, listen to this. 4 times in NHL playoff history as a first-round matchup featured a team that finished the season on an undefeated streak of 5 or more against a team that ended the season on a winless streak of 5 or more. In all 4 cases, the team on the winless streak won the series.
Well, the Red Wings last year were flying. They had, what, they lost 1 game in their last 10 last year. They went into LA with plenty of momentum, then won the first 2 games of the playoff series, and thought they had game 3 all but wrapped up. So, I mean,
I asked Chris Draper about that today. He said, you know, and he goes, yeah, how did that work out for us, being on a roll going into the postseason? Well, not too well. We did those first 2 games here against the Kings, and LA didn't look like they belonged on the ice with the Red Wings. And the Kings came back and swept in the next 4. Here's Chelios, what a move, he's in, shot, stopped by Cloutier, he got the rebound too. Here's Fedorov now, picked off. This is a Vancouver power play. It looks like Detroit's the team with the man advantage. It's the most impressive part of the game so far to me, Panger, tonight, is Detroit's penalty killing. They've had many a good chance while killing off a penalty. Hasek just poked it away from the captain, Naslin. Here's Castle's side of the net. Back behind the net for Bertuzzi now. Trying to set up shot. Shot trickle through the crease. Castles might have gotten a piece. And wraps all the way around the boards and out. Canucks trying to cast the Wings on a change. Can't. Fisher gets to it. Spins around and clears.
Well, we'll keep our eye and see if the Vancouver Canucks don't put a lot of pressure on the Fisher and the Yuri Krug tandem on the blue line. Chelios did a nice job on Todd Bertuzzi. Bertuzzi on the last shift was looking for an interference call on Chelios, didn't get it.
McCarty's out. We're back to 5 aside. Wings have been very impressive on the penalty kill. Sedin to Sedin. That's Daniel to Henry. And a penalty coming up. Daniel was taken down. And the Canucks will go right back on the power play.
Second straight penalty for Darren McCarty. First one he went off for holding. They killed it off. The second one he goes off for hooking. Offensive zone penalty. Defensive zone penalty, excuse me, trying to put some pressure on Sedin. And he hooks him off, and Sedin was leaning one way. The hook might have held him up. By the time he let go of the hook, Sedin falls down.
That was McCarty 22 seconds after he was out of the penalty box. He's getting comfortable in there.
Yeah, you hate that, huh? Just jumped right back on the ice. And now Todd Bertuzzi's power play unit. Little pressure on him here. Only one shot in 3 power play opportunities. You said it. The penalty killers of the Detroit Red Wings have done a very, very good job. Basically, your power play has to outwork the penalty killing unit. You've got 5, they've got 4. You have to have 2 men on the puck, and you have to outwork them. They haven't done it so far.
Castle's on the face. It's won by Detroit. Yzerman won that draw. He's really playing the wing for the most part, except taking the key faceoffs. He is the best faceoff man on the Red Wings.
He was 50% in the first period, taking key faceoffs shorthanded. You see how much time it kills when you win a faceoff. They send it down, and already you're at 20 seconds.
Here's Bertuzzi now. Naslin behind him. Castle's to the front of the net. Now back behind the cage. 2-on-2 there, and it went right through Bertuzzi's legs. And it's cleared out the center. Hull caught a break, got it through Morrison. Here's Naslin. Here's Brendan Morrison. Starts 20 minutes away from here in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan. Good hit there. And more good penalty killing by Detroit.
That's a better size matchup for Chelios. Morrison 5'11" and 180 pounds, and he took him off the puck on the near side.
Here's Morrison. Slowed down by Shanahan. That gives Erie Fisher all the time in the world. Time for a cup of coffee. Shanahan had a chance to make an offensive play. Instead, he'll kill some more clock and make a defensive play. 55 seconds left on the penalty to McCarty.
Another good penalty killing. Good puck control here.
Wow.
And the key, too, for Detroit is it's Krug and it's Fisher. Fisher doing a good job there on that PK.
By the way, Vancouver's power play was very good in the regular season. Steal by Shanahan. Really drew a penalty. Crowd wanted a call. And now a penalty is coming up. And Fedorov is going to go. Delayed call. One-time shot. Stopped by Hasek. Rebound hit the post. And now we get the whistle. A wild sequence here in Detroit.
Well, this is what Vancouver wanted. When we talked to Trevor Linden before, I mean, they talked and talked about it, not allowing Detroit to go on the power play. Detroit has scored a power play goal, but now the Red Wings put themselves in a bad position. For the next 24 seconds, it'll be a 5-on-3 against, and it's an offensive zone penalty on Sergei Fedorov while shorthanded right there. That's the call that was made on Olin. It was a tripping call. The referee was right there. The referee wasn't 10 feet away from Fedorov when he did that. From our Southwest Airlines goal cam, we see right there the puck goes off the right post, the far post on goaltender Dominik Hasek. The fans didn't like the fact there wasn't an original call. But, I mean, as a player, you have to control yourself. The referees are looking around. They miss something. The fans are going nuts. And then Fedorov just dumps it right in front of them.
How many times you hear it today? Initiate,
don't
retaliate.
That's playoff hockey talk right there. Absolutely. And you saw when Linden went into the corner, and we showed him on the replay, that we saw that he was kind of goading them into something, had his arms by his side, waiting for somebody to do something to him to maybe get another call. The Detroit Red Wings, Steve, called a timeout to give their penalty killing unit a little bit of time here. Yzerman, Lidstrom, and Chelios to kill this off.
24 seconds, the two-man advantage. Chelios went down, crowd wanting a call. Yzerman down now as well. 5-on-3, off the Red Wings and in! Shot off Chris Chelios. Andrew Castles from the angle. Chelios, in frustration, nearly broke his stick on the post, and we've got a 2-2 hockey game.
Well, you know, you don't mind giving up a power play goal. You take a bad penalty, you put them on a 5-on-3, but from the short side like that, the Vancouver Canucks are really picking on something as far as Hasek is concerned, leaving his post. Now, granted, that might have hit the stick here or the foot of Chelios. He put his stick down, and it might have deflected off the shaft of his stick and then went by Dominik Hasek, and that's why Chelios was so frustrated. Bertuzzi was there. This looks like it was an intended pass by Castles. Yeah, there's no doubt. An intended pass to Bertuzzi went off the stick of Chelios, and Chelios swats the post. But still, Hasek's leaving that post a little bit too prematurely.
Still 1:48 power play time for Vancouver. And Hockeytown has gone rather quiet. Chance to take the lead for Vancouver with the man advantage now. Lidstrom will get to it. And here come the wings. Kirk Maltby's got Draper with him. Drop for Draper. Helmer comes over, rubs him out of the play. And it's picked up by Daniel Sedin, and he'll look to lug it out for Vancouver. 6:15 to go in the second. 1:15 left in the power play. This 2-2 hockey game. Kept in by Helmer. His pass is broken up, and here's Brett Hull. Hull for Lidstrom. And Maltby was going for a change. And Jovanovski will get to it and settle things down for Vancouver.
Vancouver's got to feel great about the position they're in right now. That should be a 2-line offside pass, and it was. Good call.
Castles from Linden. Power play goal at 13-13. And it banged in off Chris Chelios.
Yeah, let's take another look at this as Andrew Castles gets his 3rd career playoff goal from the overhead. Let's take a look, and I'm going to get you to stop it, guys, right there. See, stop it right there. It deflects there and then goes up and off of Dominik Hasek. So, you know, clearly Hasek's anticipating something, and that's great to anticipate something, but you have to have the patience to stay with it before the puck actually gets there anyway. So it was a premature movement, kind of a, you know, an anticipated move to his right. But your defensemen are trying everything possible to keep the puck out of the way, so that's a play that Chelios is just trying to help out, and it inadvertently goes off the shaft of his stick.
As a goaltender, you want your defenseman to have his stick in that position, Panger, to block the pass or the shot, right?
Yeah, you definitely do. Defenseman's job is to eliminate the pass going across. The goaltender's job is to make sure he stays at that post, because his job is the guy that has the puck immediately.
And I guess you hug the post,
yep,
and the goaltender's in the proper position. Even if it does go up Chelios' stick, you still make the save.
You love the post.
Offside at the Vancouver blue line. 14 seconds left in the power play. Trevor Linden gets one of the assists. You think of Linden, and I think of Mr. Canuck. I used to think it was Stan Schmiel, but Trevor Linden played his 1,000th NHL game back in March. They had quite the ceremony in Vancouver for him. He got all emotional about that. Keep in mind, he was the #2 pick overall in '88, spent his first 10 seasons in Vancouver. He belongs in a Canucks uniform.
Well, absolutely he does, and he's been a great compliment to the center ice position for this hockey club. Although he's played, you know, he plays right wing, but he can take face-offs and he can do so many other things. But playing with Palovich and Castles, Linden's been good on the right side, and 30 goals is second most in history. That's Pavel Bure's got 34 in a Vancouver Canuck uniform in the playoffs.
Luce will settle things down, and Jovanovski will go back for it. He's out there with Scott LaChance on this Vancouver blue line. Power play is over. There was some contact at the blue line and a penalty coming up. Duchesne was taken down on a bit of a pick at the Detroit blue line. And the Red Wings will go to the power play. Fedorov had a rocket of a goal. Castles from the bad angle. And we're tied at 2. Castles, LaChance, and Olin, the 3 Canucks. You find out what your coach thinks about you in a 5-on-3 when you're one of the 3. Robitaille, Hull, Yzerman, Lidstrom, and Shanahan. The 5 for Detroit. Robitaille for Shanahan. For Lidstrom. Shanahan, they play catch. Lidstrom gets the return feed. Here's Yzerman's got a lane, lets it go. And it was blocked by Scott LaChance. Back behind the net, Olin has it with time to clear, and he'll do just that.
Wasn't the best option for Yzerman, but there was traffic in front of the net, and it ends up getting blocked. It looked like they were going to the far side looking for Shanahan first.
Drop pass to Robitaille. Linden out to meet him. Back for Yzerman. Cross for Lidstrom. Lidstrom lets it go. Misses the mark. Strange carom off the boards. Yzerman alert as ever to get to it. Robitaille for Yzerman. Moving in. Shooting. Blocker save by Cloutier. Lidstrom fakes. Yzerman fakes. Gets a return feed now. Cross for Lidstrom. Down low Shanahan. Lidstrom. Shanahan rocking off the post. 3 seconds left in a 5-on-3. Shanahan shot. Stopped by Cloutier. Letowski racing into the play. Another block shot by LaChance. It's a 5-on-4 for 48 seconds. Here's Yzerman. For Hall. Shot block. Linden gets to it, able to clear.
What a play by Letowski to read the pass to Hall and jump right at him. He took away every angle. Hall had no chance of getting that through.
Don't want to overstate, but depending upon the outcome of this game, this could be the turning point of the game, and in the end, could be a turning point in the series. Think about it. Over a minute, 5-on-3 time for the Red Wings. Back behind the net now. 15 seconds left for 5-on-4. Went off the referee's skates. Here's Chelios. Goes across ice now. Here's Fedorov. Thinking about it. Lets it go. Shot blocked. That's Sopel. And the Canucks blocking all sorts of shots, only some of them by their goaltender Cloutier.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them plenty of credit. What an effort by the penalty killers. Great effort. And that's the kind of thing that can really give them some momentum, even though they were shorthanded.
Here's Lariano. Centering feed. Couldn't get the shot away. 2-on-2 the other way. That was Maltby. Couldn't get the shot off. Red Wings had a minute 3, 63 seconds of 5-on-3 power play time, and couldn't beat the Canucks and Dan Cloutier. Minute 25 to play in a high-octane second period. It was a great way to start the playoffs.
There was no Fedorov, and there was no, I don't believe, Brett Hull got on there up until the last part of it, while it became a 5-on-4.
Bertuzzi a lead for Naslund. The Vancouver captain will shoot in. Up the near side, McCarty. His pass hits Huey Krupp at center. And Maltby looks like he's trying to get off for a change. Delayed offside, now they blow it dead with 55.7 seconds left.
Arms have to be tired for the Detroit Red Wings. It was a shooting gallery, working it on the perimeter. The top man being Nicholas Lidstrom on the power play, working it to the one side, a right-handed Brendan Shanahan. On the other side, a right-handed Steve Yzerman. And the Vancouver Canucks did an excellent job of blocking shots. There's Shanahan. Now he's going to get the pass back here from Lidstrom and lets this fly. Hard shot. Clearly beat the goaltender Cloutier on a wicked shot. And as you listen in, that was a thud. That was a thud. That means that was right in the middle of that post.
Backhander. Never made it on goal. Hasek didn't have to make the stop. I think sometimes since Vancouver's had a quality scoring chance and Hasek's been called on to make a big save. Shots of 24-17 in Detroit. Here's the final half minute of the period. Lidstrom for the touch. Icing will be called.
It's about being a team. Isn't that what it's all about? Baseball or hockey, it's about chemistry. It's about coming together at the right time. It's about believing in one another. And that's clearly what you see in the Vancouver Canucks, the 8th seed in the Western Conference. They have confidence in one another. They've been a resilient group down the stretch. Every win was a must-win situation, and they did that.
I'll tell you, for as great as Detroit is, they were not overconfident by any stretch against Vancouver. You know how good this team is and how hot they were down this way.
And that can be a bonus, too, because it grabs your attention. You don't take nothing for granted because you have full respect for the opposition.
Shanahan tried the fancy move, shot of that, couldn't beat Sopel. Backdoor play, and who is there but Linden for Vancouver? Great defensive play by Linden on Fedorov in the perfect position. Fedorov might have had an empty net on the backdoor play. Horn sounds, ending period number 2. Sergei Fedorov, the goal scorer. Andrew Castles has a goal. Luc Robitaille scored the only goal of the first period. But somebody's going to have to make a big stop in the third. Who's it going to be? The Dominator. Will it be Dan? Do we know? Does Dan Cloutier have a nickname even?
The Klooch.
The Klooch. That's not that clever.
No, it's not. But
he's got to play a little longer.
You have
more
to.
established.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, he's been given a golden opportunity to rise to the challenge of becoming a goaltender that can maybe have some presence in this league. Being young and not given, you know, many opportunities to win playoff games, you can't establish presence without being there and beating the best. Best way to start is taking on Dominik Hasek right off the hop.
This is just his third career playoff start for Cloutier. Had 30-plus wins this season, more than the previous 4 seasons combined for him. Olin rockets one high off the glass. Rolls up for Linden. Really banked in off a Huey Krug.
Never hurts putting the puck on net.
Quick shot and a save. Here comes Naslund off the bench, and Hasek makes the stop.
A good chance by Naslund. He hasn't had that many opportunities so far. Naslund's the kind of player that when you give him the puck, he's going to make the right decision. He's a good disher of the puck, and he's got a wonderful snapshot where he can really disguise the shot. Here's a real quick play. You see how quickly that comes towards you. Not much time is the puck on the blade of his stick before it's already in the belly of goaltender Dominik Hasek. This guy may be the most underrated player in the National Hockey League, and before his broken leg last year, there's still a rod in that right leg, by the way. This guy was a MVP in the league. Might have won the award.
Back-to-back 40-goal seasons for Marcus Naslund. That's saying something. Finished number 2 overall in scoring in the league, behind only Jerome McGinley. Teammate Todd Bertuzzi finished 3rd. That's in the East Coast. You don't see the Vancouver Canucks often. That's how you get underrated.
East Coast biased.
But if you're Naslund and Bertuzzi, you're only going to be underrated a little bit longer to keep playing the way they are playing. Chelios had time to take a look. Now turns it right over Naslund. Centering feed from Morrison. Couldn't knock it out of the air, and then he's knocked down for his trouble. The wings at center. Good check by Naslund on Lidstrom. A couple of Team Sweden members from the Olympics.
And it's interesting that that call was made by the linesman Hasenfrantz. And there is a linesman, Danny McCourt, that's local and is here in the building. But anyway, I'll get to that in a second. As you take a look at Hasenfrantz, he makes that call offside. He is the referee turned linesman. Here's the face-off here by Yzerman on Morrison. Yzerman has done an excellent job so far in this game winning face-offs. You talk about the value of guys like Yzerman and the Joe Sakic's and the top centerman in the game of hockey. So even though he doesn't look like he's gifting around too badly with that knee. I think as the game's gone on, the knee is really warmed up, and looks like he's a little bit more fluid. Now, who knows what he's going through inside the hockey equipment.
Malkin shot, soft one, back behind the net. Helmer almost got creamed by McCarty. Look out, Henrik Sedin hit by McCarty. Good forecheck, Duchesne's in deep now. Centering feed for Larionov, and it's in! Might have got him off one of the Canucks, and it's gonna count! It's 3-2 Detroit! Collision in the Vancouver crease leads to the goal.
Scotty Bowman has kept this line intact. Larionov in the middle of the ice with McCarty and Kirk Maltby. They put some pressure down low. Neat little backhand pass. And the puck with the original shot never made it. It went off Murray Barron, number 23. Henrik Sedin comes into position. The pass went off the heel of the stick of Larionov. I'm sure he has no idea that this puck is in the net. As we isolate on Igor, comes in through the middle, gets a nifty little pass, and it might have gone off his arm at the very end. When he was falling down, his arm in the follow-through might have knocked that puck in the net.
Sent into the Vancouver end now. They're not always pretty goals in the playoffs.
No.
They all count, and you need the ugly goals to win.
Put them on net, drive to net. Now watch Vancouver. They're going to do the same thing.
Right back to try to get the one-timer from Hlavich, but he fanned on it. Here's Robitaille the other way for Detroit. They'll shoot it hard around the board. Heavy hit in the corner there. Sopel flattened his man. That was Jason Williams. And across the line. Hlavich shot, misses the mark. Jovanovski towards the front of the net. Broken up nicely by Sergei Fedorov in perfect position, and he's able to clear. Larionov from McCarty, even strength, at 1:55, and icing is called.
Our staff has done a nice job, and we're going to get a look at the goal by Igor Larionov to make it a 3-2 hockey game. And the wily veteran, after it goes off Murray Barron, watch the left arm elbow right there. of Igor as he's going into the net. He's being pushed into the net there by Henrik Sedin, and as he's going in, whether or not he does that on purpose, I'm not sure, but his momentum and his elbow clearly knocked that puck into the open net. Cloutier has no chance on that one. In fact, Murray Barron had it on his tape. Here's a closer look. He's falling down. Sedin takes him down. I mean, if he has the ability to knock that in with his elbow as he's going down, that is remarkable.
He deserves the goal.
And calmness under a unique circumstances with Sedin knocking him down.
Looked like Barron tried to shoot that puck back to the corner.
Yeah, I think he just exploded off the end of his twig. I'm sure he didn't mean to put it right back into him, but sometimes it comes to your stick and you get the old happy hands, just fire it. The happy hands.
LaChance on it for Vancouver. Shabarov with LaChance. They're offside.
Last year, Roman started, lost to Dominik Hasek, and this year, Roman Cechmanek gets the nod over Brian Boucher. I found it interesting to read the great Johnny Bauer today in the USA Today say that he was surprised that Cechmanek was the starter, that he really likes Brian Boucher in that situation.
Boucher's playoff season, when he did get the chance, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, Johnny knows better than anybody. He didn't get to the NHL until the age of 30. He said sometimes it takes a little longer. You go forward, you step back, and then you go forward again. And that's what he was talking about when thinking about Brian Boucher.
Nice touch pass to Draper. He's got a step off Bertuzzi. And right to the Canucks. At center, here's Matt Cook. Rolled off the end of his stick. Lidstrom got it away off to Shanahan. And he'll go across for Chelios. Slapped into the Vancouver end now as the Wings go for a change. 5.5 into the third. Red Wings get an ugly goal from Igor Larionov and have a 3-2 lead. It's game one, this Western Conference quarterfinal series. Since they went to this current conference format in the playoffs, turnover to Robitaille off the skate, gets it back. Shot was blockered down by Cloutier. 5 times the 8th seed is knocked off the 1 seed. The first year it happened was to these Red Wings against the 8th seeded San Jose Sharks.
I was right here for Game 7 with the late Tom Mees, when Jamie Baker of Ottawa ended up scoring from just inside the blue line.
Remember the tears of Chris Osgood. Robitaille. Shot. Cloutier got enough to keep it out. Here's Morrison in across the line of Bertuzzi. They're offside.
Well, the Vancouver Canucks, Steve, just moments ago had a pretty good opportunity. Down the right side, it's Andrew Castles after eluding a Red Wing, trying to go to the far side. Good save by Hasek, crawling down.
Back at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, this building sold out for the 265th consecutive Red Wings game. It's regular season and playoffs. They've got no ticket issues here in Hockey Town.
I think if this could hold 40, they get 40.
Regardless of what they charge, by the way.
Still got to make your money somewhere.
Yep. With this payroll. I don't think the Red Wing fans have a problem paying it when you see the product is going to be #1 in the NHL. Here's a chance now. Yzerman looking to set things up. It looks like a Detroit power play. Now it's Jan Halavich.
Well, what a play by Yuri Fisher coming across the ice to take him out.
Trying to get the Castles. Hasek played it. A centering feed. Broke it up. Good job by Yuri Fisher. And they're trying to get it through to Todd Warner, who's got one of the Canuck goals. Aldatsuk, watch him. He's tricky. Cloutier almost found out firsthand. Cloutier stopped that one too off the deflection. Here's Yzerman. He's checked by Warren. Heavy check on the far side. Who else but Darren McCarty? As he roughed up Oland in the Vancouver end. Boucher will calm things down.
See Vancouver, the 1-4 checker in, the 2 guys back. They go a 1-2-2, and then their D can be extremely aggressive. Look for them, though, to be a little bit more aggressive here with 12 minutes to go and trailing by 1.
Here's Sopel. His pass is picked off. Kept in by Danvino, trying to dance through the Vancouver defense. McCarty sweeping around far side. Maltby gets to it. Here's Larionov now. Hit by Henrik Sedin. Got the gloves up on him.
They have a good defensive play by Sedin, though.
Henrik on Larionov. Woo! 2-on-2 along the wall. You can hear the urging by the official. It's loose, and keep moving it. And they do. Players are all tied up as the puck comes near the pile. We get a whistle for a hand pass.
The great thing is all three have history. All three. They faced each other in playoff competition before, and all three should be great series, no doubt. I'm looking forward to being there in St. Louis. They had a good end of the year, and that should help them here down the stretch.
Chicago named their starting goaltender yet? Shot.
That's his policy. He doesn't name his starting goaltender.
Centering feed by Letowski. Here's Jovanovski. Tried the center. Great play. Shanahan let the stick to break it up, and here's Fedorov. Tried to get it across. Doesn't get through. Chubarov able to push it out to center. Behind the net, Cloutier will leave it for Jovanovski.
Chubarov doing a great job inside his own zone. He's strong. He's an underrated player, number 13 for the Vancouver Canucks. He does an excellent job.
It's the answer to a trivia question as well. The only player in NHL history whose first 4 NHL goals were game-winning goals. Let's bring you our Visa storyline from the Motor City. Sergei Fedorov with that goal breaks a tie with Ted Lindsay, now 3rd all-time among Red Wings in the postseason. And Igor Larionov, his goal's the difference right now, Panger.
Well, let's go to our Visa storyline replay, and it is the go-ahead goal so far in this hockey game. Igor Larionov in front of the net. Duchesne was there. Larionov gets knocked into the net and knocks the puck into the net with his elbow. I don't even believe the Canucks realized it at the time, but it's a goal. It stands, and the Red Wings have a 3-2 lead in this very, very tightly contested hockey game.
It's kind of a Darren McCarty kind of goal. He did get an assist on the goal. Igor Larionov usually shows the creative, a little fancier, finesse goals. But he'll take it, and so will the Wings. They need every goal right now. They're up 3-2, middle point of period number 3.
And I'm sure Vancouver's thinking, you know, get on the older centerman. You know, Larionov is 41. You've got obviously you've got Yzerman. I mean, Sergei Fedorov's a young guy with great wheels. I'm sure they think, let's get on these guys and wear them down. Series isn't won in 1 game. Series is won possibly in 7 games.
Here's Naslund, 2-on-2. Bertuzzi was holding the line on the far side.
That was offside there.
Here's a chance. Chubarov. Shot blocked. Chubarov for Bertuzzi. He's tied up. 3 Red Wings were around him, and they're able to clear. LeChance to go back here. Scott LeChance has been rather sound at his own end, and a couple of key shot blocks when the Red Wings had a 5-on-3 for over a minute.
Offside again.
Again, they call it onside. Very close. Here's Chubarov trying to knock it down in the midair. He's strong on his skates. Shot, they score! Trevor Linden and Artem Chubarov combining for the good pressure in the Detroit end, of the quick shot out of nowhere. Beats Hasek, and we're tied at 3.
Give this resilient bunch a great deal of credit, but I'm sure Scotty Bowman isn't happy about it. I'm sure that there was 2 situations where that play was offside. Here's one right here. And whether he dragged that left leg or not, and even if he didn't, if it's a mistake, the Red Wings still had possession of the puck, and they did not get the puck out of the zone. They had it on their tape, and Chubarov here on the backhand. Look at all the Detroit Red Wings. There's 4 guys there, Yzerman and Hull and Dandino, and instead Linden pokes it by goaltender Dominic Hasek and stuns this sold-out crowd.
I thought that was pretty close to being a high stick, too. Chubarov up high with his stuff like Cloutier, and the rebound of Vancouver and Naslund.
And Datsuk wants to make that one extra move. He had a chance to shoot it, and he was guilty of that.
Penalties are over. Back to 5 aside. Puck touched with a high stick.
Veteran Yui Krupp, who scored a Stanley Cup game-winning goal in overtime in Florida against John Van Beesbroek and the Florida Panthers, let this one go with a heel-to-toe shutters. Datsuk, oh boy, Datsuk's got the forehand there, a little snapper. In overtime, the fancier plays aren't the best plays. Putting the puck on the net, jamming the net, getting the ugly goals, it's never a bad play to put the puck on net.
Here's Jovanovski. Canucks a rare face-off ring towards the front of the net. It's blocked down. That allows Hull to get to it. Hull, drop pass for Yzerman. Yzerman across the line, can't beat Jovanovski, and Lidstrom will settle things down. Off to Chelios. Coming up on the midway point of this first sudden death overtime period. Here's Yzerman now. Yzerman for Lidstrom. Shot. Stopped by Cloutier, rebound in the corner.
Cloutier's been good.
Shanahan, Eiserman, turnaround shot, missed the mark as he lost his edge.
Oh, what a hit.
Chelios came in and pounded Murray Barron inside the Vancouver end. Rather, I beg your pardon, that was Daniel Sedin. And it's back into the Detroit end.
Sedin was looking down, just trying to get the puck out. Didn't see Chris Chelios come in, and it was a good hit by Chelios.
Cloutier away from Barron that time, and here's Olin. Chelios will make you pay every single time. Castles can't sneak it through. Like back the other way. Maltby, Draper, and McCarty on the ice. Barron backhands in softly.
Draper goes for a line change, and Robitaille's not coming out. Igor Larionov's coming back in. You wonder with how hot it was in this building today, how much of an effect that has on the players, dehydration-wise. It was very, very muggy in here.
Scorcher in Detroit, as it has been throughout the Northeast. Cooler temperatures are on the way, we understand, in the next couple of days. Here's Hlavich now, checked by Maltby. Back to the point. Sopel took a look. Now towards the front of the net. Through traffic, and Hasek the save. And he'll hang on.
Boy, Sopel had a chance to shoot it right away. Fortunately, it came right back to him, and he let it go on the net. In the meantime, Chris Chelios is up in the offensive zone, and he's getting a tap on the shoulder. He's going right back out there. As Sedin's looking down at the puck. His job, Sedin's job, is to get the puck out of your zone. And after Eiserman shot that puck, it was deflected wide. Basically, what Sedin does here is he takes a hit to make a play. And that's a good play by the youngster. Chelios does what he has to do, and his job is to go through the man and make him pay a price as well. I'm not sure if is there a timeout being called here? Mark Crawford's really talking to his squad here. Scotty Bowman's talking. They announced a timeout? Interesting. Well, the Red Wings playoff overtime goals. As we take a look at the guys. 3 for Hull, 2 for Chelios, 2 for Robitaille, 2 for Shanahan, Draper, Fedorov, Krupp, Lidstrom, Maltby, and Eiserman round out the experience that they have in overtime. But you get the chance to score goals by being in overtime situations and being on a good team. And clearly, the ownership here in Detroit has given these players every opportunity to compete for Lord Stanley's Cup. The 90s have been a marvelous decade for this hockey club, and they were able to go out there and get players like Brett Hull, who took less money, and players deferred money so that he would be here. But with that comes a great deal of pressure.
Here's Fedorov now. Saw Bertuzzi. Sopel. Off for Olin. Cross for Naslund. Still deep in that Vancouver end. Now they get it away. Morrison is checked by Fedorov. Still good forechecking by Morrison. Able to hold his own momentarily. Off the skate of Sopel, right to Olin. Here's Bertuzzi. He'll shoot in. Morrison will forecheck. Fedorov first man on it. Lucky just curved away from Bertuzzi. Still went down on the ice. Centering feed. Back to the point. Here's Jovanovski. Fakes the shot. Makes the pass. And now it comes back out to center.
Fedorov's one player in Detroit that should be a factor in overtime. When you think of overtime, it goes on. The bigger guys, I mean, Todd Bertuzzi's at least 250. We talked about that. And it's got to be tough on these guys as the game goes on. The guys that have the fluid skating motion, the effortless skating motion, I think they're the guys that have the advantage, at least through the neutral zone.
Eiserman, long pass. Hull knocked it down out of midair. Hull from the angle snapped it and put it off the glass. Here's Eiserman. He's crunched along the wall. Picked off by Chubarov. Around the far side for Linden. And Linden able to kick it ahead with his skate off for Jan Hlavich. Here's Hlavich, trying to set up Chubarov, and could not. Back to the point. Sopel's shot, blocked by Krupp. Shot from the angle, stopped by Hasek. Hlavich shot, missed the mark. Hasek was down and out. That shot, kicked off a skate, went to the corner. Good board work here by Vancouver. Here's Chubarov. Through his legs, actually got it on goal, and Hasek had to be ready to make the save.
Hasek's got to cover that up, though. I mean, his team's scrambling in his own zone. He goes and plays in the corner.
Here are the Red Wings now. Robitaille for Hull. Got away, lets it go. It was tipped by the defenseman. Cloutier's hugging the post. Loose puck in front. One of the Red Wings is flattened to the right of Dan Cloutier. Looks like Draper. And here's Candido. Pushed it on in his own end. Away from Letowski now. Now to center. Robitaille. Nice pass for Williams. Turned it over.
Good play by Letowski coming back too, Steve. Man, great effort coming back in his own zone.
Here are the Wings down across the line. Holmstrom rips one, nothing but glass. Missed the mark.
Missed the net on a few chances, haven't they? Couldn't try to go high over the glove, and they could miss the net.
One-timer from Williams is blocked by Jovanovski. And it's clear to center.
That might hurt. Jovanovski looks hurt, and I tell you, if you don't know Williams, he can really fire the biscuit. And Jovanovski's in a great deal of pain going over to the bench. It looks like it's in his hand area.
Seems like the Canucks have blocked a ton of shots in front of Dan Cloutier tonight. Here's Oland on it now. Off the glass and out of the zone. When in doubt, clear the puck in overtime. 6:10 to go. This is sudden death. Our first overtime period from Detroit. Shot, score! Open arm, I think, the side of Dominic Hasek. It was released by Henrik Sedin. And in sudden death overtime, the Canucks defeat the Red Wings 4-3.
Just put the puck on net, and look at this enthusiastic Canucks squad. Put it on net, and that's exactly what Henrik Sedin did. Through traffic, and there were some bodies in front. Hasek never saw it, never moved, never flinched. Sedin, short side, the defenseman Fischer's looking to block it. Did it go off somebody? It did too. Igor Larionov was coming in front. You can see the look, the stare that Dominic Hasek has given him. Innocent shot on net, goes off the forward Igor Larionov, who had a strong game, and past Hasek on the glove side, and the Canucks stun the Red Wings in overtime.